I wish to ask the Minister for Agriculture, Food and the Marine what welfare measures have been taken in the greyhound sector in the past 12 months to satisfy the programme for government commitment that state funding of the sector will be contingent on a guarantee of welfare standards being upheld on an annual basis.
Thanks, Deputy Leddin. So, Rasa Con Éireann, as you know, is a commercial state body whose role is chiefly to control greyhound racing and also to improve and develop the greyhound industry. The allocation from the Horse and Greyhound Fund for Rasa Con Éireann is €18.2 billion this year, and since 2020 my department has ring-fenced 10% of the fund allocation to Rasa Con Éireann for welfare, including integrity. The board of Rasa Con Éireann has indicated that its priorities include the continued expansion of the care and welfare initiatives, which include a range of measures. RCE also undertakes activity in the areas of regulatory integrity and laboratory functions, and this includes activity in welfare inspections and investigations, testing regimes, veterinary services, and also financial support for the Irish Retired Greyhound Trust and contributions to private rehoming agencies as well. The new traceability system for racing greyhounds was launched by Rasa Con Éireann and is known as Resets, and it came into effect in January of 2021. And data from the system at the end of March of this year indicates that 38,858 greyhounds were subject to traceability. RCE has introduced a range of care and welfare initiatives which include the establishment of a separate greyhound care fund as well as other measures, and last year the RCE allocated €3.6 million in total to traceability, care and welfare matters, and that compares to an increase of over 10% from the previous year. It's also, and Rasa Con Éireann is also required to provide a quarterly update on care and welfare to my department, it's a certain care and welfare and integrity is a standing item in all of the liaison meetings my department officials have with RCE. Deputy Leddin. Thanks.
Thank you, Minister. I guess my fundamental question is to ask, are you satisfied that programme for government commitment is being addressed? Because, as you know, I think you'll share the concerns, and that's to put it lightly, of the public generally when it comes to the greyhound industry and what has been revealed in the last number of years with respect to greyhounds that are killed annually because they aren't fast enough to make it on the track, dogs being killed because they get injured, the widespread use of banned substances to improve performance of greyhounds, and also export of greyhounds to countries such as China and Pakistan, where little or no laws exist to protect these dogs. So fundamentally the question, Minister, is are you satisfied that we are doing enough, that programme for government commitment is being met?
Yeah, I think the programme for government commitment is being very significantly advanced through the various initiatives and indeed the funding that Rasa Con Éireann is spending and how it's allocating it, Deputy Leddin. So I outlined some of the steps which have been taken in the very recent 2 or 3 years, which are very significant steps forward in relation to the safeguards around welfare and indeed the supports for greyhounds, and that included, so for example, 50% now of all existing sponsorship is assigned to the Greyhound Care Fund, and 10% then of all admissions and restaurant packages as well have been assigned to the Care Fund from the end of 2019. The Forest Greyhound Care Centre was established in July 2020. Then also the rehoming of greyhounds in Ireland now is financially incentivised through the additional supports through the Irish Retired Greyhound Trust, which is really important. That saw 974 retired greyhounds rehomed via that trust in 2019, and the corresponding rehoming figure for 2020 was 17,000 or 1,775. So listen, it's something we take seriously, Deputy Leddin. It's something that is the capacity and the steps are being built and increased all of the time, and that's going to continue in line with our programme for government commitment.
Thank you for your answer, Minister, and appreciate that you are taking the matter very seriously, and I ask that you continue to do so, because I think it is something that is of particular importance and it's of particular concern to the public. I would ask also, Minister, that you look at the independence, I suppose, of the assessment regime of animal welfare as well. I think that's something that needs to be looked at on an ongoing basis, because ultimately the public need to have confidence that any welfare assessment is independent, because if that confidence isn't there, then we're at nothing really. So, Minister, I urge that you just continue to make this a priority matter for you, and just to reiterate the Green Party support for increased attention on the matter. It's very much aligns with our party policy, and I ask for your support, Minister. Thank you.
And listen, it is a key priority of the government's, Deputy Leddin, and it's also a key priority of Rasia Con Éireann's and their management and the board, and certainly the long-term viability and future for the industry. It will and has to be built on good welfare, and it's what all of the public expect. It's what all dog owners expect, and it's what all dogs deserve. And it's also what government funding is contingent on. So we continue to work closely together, and the commitment is from the government to continue to fund the sector, but also that the priority be given to welfare as part of that. A couple of other steps that were taken in the last 2 or 3 years. A confidential phone line was established in 2019 to enable reports of any welfare breaches to be reported for investigation by relevant agencies. Also, there's been an intensifying of inspection regime of greyhound establishments as well over the last 2 or 3 years. In 2021, for example, there was 1,221 inspections carried out. Last year, there was 2,674 inspections carried out. And also then in relation to the retired greyhounds and rehoming, very significant emphasis and priority attached to that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister.